Welcome to Educafun Australia, where our vision is to modernize learning by integrating science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics, or better known as STEAM curriculum with coding. In this video, we are going to demonstrate an example of how we are going to achieve this vision. Before we do that, let's look at some of the snippets from the Australian media with regards to the health of technology sector and the education sector in Australia. In July this year, ABC's Four Corners program predicted that 40% of the jobs that exist in Australia today will simply disappear over the next 15 years as a result of technology. The education sector is not faring all that well at the moment as well, with Australia being placed 25th in the world for Year 4 science results, placing it down even below than countries like Kazakhstan. States like Queensland are trying to make a bit of a difference. For example, from next year, children as young as 4 will learn coding and robotics as a compulsory part of their education in schools. This is where there is a missing link, we believe, that the STEAM curriculum or curriculum in general and coding and technology are being looked at in silos, and there is nothing which integrates them together. At Educafun Australia, we believe that we have this missing link. And the missing link is integration of the school curriculum with coding and technology. The tangible output of this missing link are learning modules that we will develop with the teachers and the students that integrates the curriculum structure with the coding and technology platforms. The tangible outcomes are embedding of the understanding of the curriculum. It's not just theory, but we are actually going to apply it using technology and coding, and in the process develop advanced digital and coding knowledge with the pupils. Now let's go through with an example of how we are going to do this. In this particular example, we have chosen Year 2, subject is mathematics, and the module we are going to develop is on counting, which is for the strand, numbers and algebra. So it's a 3-step process. Step 1 is we start with the curriculum. Now details of the curriculum are available on the Australian curriculum website. For this particular example, we have downloaded the above satisfactory portfolio for Year 2 mathematics, which includes examples on counting. In this particular example, what we understand is one of the objectives is at the end of Year 2 for the students to recognize increasing of the number sequences involving 2s, 3s, 5s, 10s, and so on and so forth. Now that we have chosen a subject or a topic from mathematics, the next step is to choose a coding or a technology platform that we believe will work best to integrate with the curriculum. In this particular example, we have chosen Scratch. Now, Scratch is a well-known product which has been developed by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, and it's designed for students from age group 8 to 16, but basically can be used by anyone. I've tried this with my 7-year-old daughter, and she absolutely loves it. Having selected a platform, the final step is then to develop a learning module. Now, as stated earlier, we have looked at the example of, or an above satisfactory example from the Australian Curriculum's website. We have then translated it into a module here where the learning outcomes are, number 1, that the students need to recognize increasing number sequence. Number 2 is the ability to group them into sets. And number 3 is start learning how to write some basic codes in blocks. In this particular example, we basically are asking students to group in 5s and 10s from 0 to 200. For example, how many groupings do you need to reach from 0 to 300 by skipping by 5s? The answer for that obviously is 60. And then the next one is how many groupings do you need to reach from 0 to 300 by skipping 10s? The answer to that is obviously 30. The final part of this is developing a coding challenge for the children. In this particular example, we have already preloaded a background in Scratch where there are 2 trees with set coordinates and a monkey, and the challenge for the students is to move monkey from one tree to the other tree based on the groupings that they had calculated in the previous slide. So let's say in this particular example, the challenge is we need to move monkey from tree at 0 to tree at 300. Now they have to move by steps of 10. So guess what? How many groupings they need? They need 30 groupings. And that's the only piece of code that the students will have to write. Now if we ask the children to go to the page on the Scratch website where we have loaded the program for them to have a play around with, we provide children with 3 basic blocks. And these blocks are an event. In this instance, when the green flag is clicked, the monkey will do something. So what we ask them to do is use a bit of logic to move the monkey from tree 0 to tree 300 or tree at 300. So if the monkey moves by 10 steps, then it has to be grouped 30 times to reach from 0 to 300, something that they had calculated in a couple of slides before. And when they do that and they execute the program, the monkey moves from tree at 0 to tree at 300. And then to reset, we press the space bar. Again, it's a code that has already been preloaded in this program. So to conclude, what we have done here is we have not only developed an understanding of counting, of grouping, of incrementing in tens or fives, but we have also developed a very basic coding knowledge of using events, using loops, and we have embedded the two together and integrated the two together for the students to not only learn about mathematics but do it in a fun and interactive way. I hope you enjoyed this video. We have a number of other examples that we will be more than happy to share with you. If you have any questions, please contact us on educafun.australia@gmail.com. Thank you so much.